TVNews, Sydney.
Europe has become the first region in the world to record 50 million coronavirus cases as the Delta variant drives a record surge in infections. The US remains the worst affected country with more than 34 million cases, followed by India and Brazil. But the epicentre of the virus is now much closer to Australia. Indonesia is now recording about 50,000 cases a day, the highest in the world. And more than 1,000 people are dying a day, a death toll that's now second only to Brazil. Cemeteries are full, forcing many families to turn to the cremation of their loved ones instead. Indonesia correspondent Ann Barker reports.
At a coffin factory in Jakarta, Suherman and his team can barely keep up with demand. Before the pandemic, they'd make 5 to 10 coffins a day. Now it's 30, and even with double the staff, they're overwhelmed with work.
We'd have to rush production, otherwise we'd never fulfil the order from hospitals.
The COVID-19 death toll has caused such demand, raw materials are in short supply and prices have soared. As well as wood, every coffin is lined with plastic before the body is enclosed, and it's all wrapped again to prevent any chance of infection. With so many more coffins, cemeteries have run out of space to bury them. Jakarta's death toll alone has risen tenfold, from 20 a day in early June to a record 250 on Monday. Some families who'd normally bury their loved ones are choosing cremation instead.
In normal times, we'd do about 70 cremations a month. Now it's 183, more than double.
Even crematoria are struggling to deal with the extra load. This facility is building a whole new floor to house the ashes of those who've died from coronavirus.
With only 3 ovens and limited staff, we're struggling to deal with the waiting list.
Evie Mariani's father died in late June, but only she and her brothers could attend the cremation.
There was no picture of my father, there were no mourners. We didn't cry. We just kind of stood awkwardly. We didn't even hug each other because we were sort of paranoid of the virus.
The pandemic has robbed so many of the chance to say a proper goodbye. Ann Barker, ABC News.